From 1979 and number 31 in the 88 films Asia range comes Monkey Kung Fu. And this is one of those movies that I enjoyed more and more the further it went on, even though it has one huge problem, and that huge problem is being a story that is not that particularly interesting and a little bit drawn out, particularly because of one moment where one of the characters obviously knows something the entire movie but doesn't reveal the information until way on in the story, which could have cut out about 40 minutes of the movie if he just opened up about that information at the start. After that cryptic note, let's jump into this movie, which is all about a character who's really annoyed that he's been jailed for 3.5 years just because he killed someone.
Well, you came a long way to kill people, huh?
Come on. I just killed one.
He's a bit of a character with bravado. He has got good fighting ability. When he goes into prison, there is this old one-eyed guy that nobody goes near, but he just will not back down, even though the guy keeps kicking his ass constantly and showing who's the better martial artist. He just won't back down, and because of that tenacity, the night before that man is about to be executed, he comes up and says, I want to give you a gift. I'm going to give you something, this medal, this half a wooden medal. I'm going to give it to you, and all I'm going to say is, find the other half when you get out of here. Trust me. And our hero, we then see him studying the medal wherever he possibly can. There's a hilarious scene where they're working, it's a hard labour camp, and everybody is just sweating and chopping up blocks and killing themselves to get this job done, and he's just sitting there on a boulder tethered to another person looking at his wooden medallion, trying to figure out what's going on, when a guard spots him and decides he wants it. So these two guys end up having to break free, beat up the guards and run away. And because they're chained together at the feet, I was thinking, whoa, have we got the Defiant Ones martial arts movie? This could be interesting. But these two characters end up spending a lot of the time together. They do get free at one point during a particularly phenomenal fight scene where they are chained. They stumble across a blacksmith who they want to help free them from their chains, who refuses to do it because it's illegal. And they fight him. He has no real ability, but they are kind of teasing and prodding him into smashing the chains inadvertently while trying to swing at these guys, and it is an amazing fight scene.
No, you're broken.
It's so elongated and stretched out, and so much is going on. It must have taken weeks to film this one, and is a real standout of the movie. And from then on, we have our two guys on the run while a group of other criminals who seem to be looking for the medallion as well are chasing after them. And that's pretty much the story. The story is probably the biggest down point of this movie. It's very lax. There's not a great deal going on that way. It's just bad guys chasing after these lesser bad guys who are on the run from the police. Ultimately, they're going to come together in a head and have a big massive fight at the end of it. All they need to do first is discover some better fighting abilities. So we actually get to see them teach and learn each other from a manual later on in the movie how to do some good monkey kung fu so they could go and fight and defeat the bad guys. But even though the story isn't that great, it's not that stretched out, it doesn't matter, because I actually like the two lead performers, and say it had been two more familiar names, would probably be a better regarded movie. Their charisma is fine, could be a little bit more done to it, but I really kind of enjoyed the partnership of these two unfamiliar characters to me. The fight scenes I felt were exemplary. I felt as if they were a little bit unique, a little bit different, like particularly the blacksmith fight, which was just amazing. I loved the choreography of that. I loved the way it was staged, executed. Everything came together wonderfully well, and there are many more fights like that. Monkey Kung Fu was another one where I was pleasantly surprised. Wasn't sure what I was getting into. I got some really nice production values. I got some well choreographed and executed action fight scenes. Two characters that I somewhat liked, somewhat found frustrating as some of their machinations. Characters that were a little bit flawed, which really added to the film as well. I would say definitely check this one out. If you're a Shaw Brothers fan, this one seems to kind of eke under the radar a little bit, but definitely worth your time. Highly recommended. I hope you enjoy it, even though the story's not particularly great. The film is well worth checking out. As always, there's more content up here. You can see more of my stuff. Hit the like button if you like the martial arts reviews. I will maybe do more of them. In the description box, there's a link to the Patreon or the membership program where you can help support this channel, and I would be really grateful for that. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time on Man v Film.